Shalom, shalom, Yahshua. I want to start off first things first. Give it all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakadash, which in the Paleo Hebrew tongues, create names of the Head Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, and shalom to your sisters and brothers living this truth, and shalom to the brothers and sisters that's listening and studying, show themselves approved. Shalom. Woo! Hey, when I first heard that, and when I still hear that.
So I want to stop it right there, and I'm going to go into it further, but I also want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, of whom I learned from. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakadash. This is the gentleman I was speaking about in the previous video. I listened to him. He's a good brother, man. He teaches very well, but I got angry when I was listening to his message, because I don't know if it was this one or the other one. I'm going to look into it, where he mentions the judge ruling on one of the towns that was bombed, one of the Black Wall Streets. And again, this is me. I'm going to go further into with this is the second part of that message. How angry, just the anger that came over me. And the reason why I want to give this lesson is because it's got to be this has to do with balance. This is not about forgiving Esau. This is not about not being angry. What it is, though, is it's an attempt to shine light on when you feel that piercing in your spirit, that rage, that hatred. You keep that. You put that. You just continue to put that into like a vial or a bowl or a jar in your mind, so to speak, and you just let it build up and let it build up. But at the same time, we gotta go through the precepts in the past and remember what it was that we did that put us in this position to be chastised this way by this specific race of people in front of the whole world. Because this is happening in front of the whole world. Every time Esau refuses to give us justice, it sends out a shockwave of trauma. It sends out a shockwave of pain. It's another bruise. It also creates more hatred. It sends out a message to the rest of the nations that these people are nothing, that they don't deserve anything, and that this race of people is never going to give them anything. This is being done in front of the world. But so was our adultery. When we were committing adultery with the Queen of Heaven, when we were passing the holy seed through the fire of Molech, we were doing that publicly. When Yahweh Shai got pummeled by the Roman soldiers who were Edomites during the reign of Caesar, what did we say? We told Pontius Pilate, we have no king but Caesar, while Yahweh Shai was standing in front of us with his whole complete body and face disfigured, bleeding, with a crown of thorns on his head. Our king, our elder brother, the one who has wakened us up now and has opened up the seals to us now and has given us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding now when we didn't know who we were. You guys, I'm 52 years old. I'm 51 years old. I thought I was black my whole life. I joked about it. I had pride in it. I'm half black and Mexican. Blah, 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 blah. All the things that come with being black in America, the jokes, our vibration, everything. I loved being black, minus the crap that our people go through with who I thought was white. I thought Edomites were white people. I really thought that I had no idea who Esau Edom was. I had no concept of the importance and the power of understanding nationality according to scriptural identification and prophecy. That is huge, you guys, to be able to look at a race of people and know who they are according to scripture and to understand what the prophecies say about them. We have that ability now because of Yahweh Shai. And so the whole new song, which is the what? The 100%, it's the 100% truth, which is what? The complete understanding of the 100% doctrine that is taught in the Bible, which is what? All 88 books. You got the 66 books and the 14 books in the Apocrypha, and understanding what is said cohesively through the prophets and the law and the apostles, and understanding that, and then teaching that, and repeating that, and correcting everyone else that doesn't line up with that. We can only do that by the Spirit, and we can only do that from what it sounds like is if you're one of the elect or one of the hopeful elect. And we are the hopeful elect teaching this new song. So part of that new song and part of that doctrine isn't just the hating and the vengeance and the crying out for the vengeance of our enemies, which is Esau, Edom, and the nations, but mainly Esau. It's also having a balanced understanding of what adultery does to a man, what adultery is to a nation, to a family, the destruction, the destructive element of that type of a lifestyle when it goes unchecked, what it does to a nation, especially the nation that's supposed to be the head nation. And then because that head nation isn't the head nation, look at the status, look at the status of the world right now. Look at all the other nations. And I'm not saying this as like, oh, look at the concern. I don't mean it that way. But look at the disorder even within Esau, Edom. Look at the disorder in Moab. Look at the disorder with anyone who comes to America that's from another nation. Look at the disorder in women. Look at all the women. It isn't just not just the Israelite women. Look at the other women and how this is it's infecting through them all. Why? Because men are being attacked not to be masculine, and that's part of the curse. What? I will do a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man, and I will not. What did the Most High say? I will not judge. I will not judge your daughters and your wives, or your spouses when they play the harlot in the streets. I will give your wives to another. These are all punishments, and they're connected to what? Us, because what are we likened to? The men, the leadership, the elders, the men of Israel are likened unto what? A comely woman. We are called the daughter of Zion. This isn't some twisted, perverted, transgender crap. That's not what it is. Yahweh Shai, King Solomon, who is Yahweh Shai, likens the wisdom of the Father, of the Most High Yahweh, Yahweh of hosts, the mighty man of war, the Allah Shaja. He likens his wisdom to a her or a she. He poetically describes the wisdoms, the manifold wisdoms of the Most High and the workings of wisdoms of the Most High. He poetically describes that as a her. I'm not saying that the Holy Spirit's a woman, because we all know the Father is a man, the Most High is a man. It's poetic. The same thing with the men of the Most High. We are likened unto his wife. So if we are acting out like a whore or carrying ourselves like a woman who gats abroad, if he can enjoy his wife, how are we expected to be able to enjoy our wives? And look at the status of men and women today. And it all goes back to the adultery of Israel, passing the holy seed through the fire of Molech. It all goes back to us burning incense to the Queen of Heaven, imperiously answering the prophets and telling the Most High we wouldn't stop. I got a couple of precepts. I was angry when I heard, and I don't think this is the message. I think I got the wrong, and Salaki, I apologize for that. But it's the same brother that was going into that message about the judge. And I remember the pain and the anger that shot through my heart. And then you got to think about how many people are watching this. How many times in a situation do we got to go before Esau's court system and get complete denial and disrespect? But then this goes back into the curses. Why is this happening? This is the punishment. This is the vengeance that a jealous man takes upon his wife when he catches her in adultery. And I'm going to bring up those precepts. Let's go into some of these precepts. I'm trying to get the balance of anger and rage with our enemies, but understanding that what we are going through is specifically connected to adultery. We were given all the laws, and what are in the laws? There's a bunch of them, right? But then you got the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not bear false witness. You guys, I want to present to you Yes, I'm pretty sure there were people who told lies in Israel. I'm pretty sure there was a couple of dudes or women who stole. I want to present to you that I don't think that is the reason why Esau is placed over us the way he is placed over us. The reason why Esau has been placed over us and has been allowed to do what he has done at the level of what he has done is it's directly connected to thou shalt not worship any other gods before me. For us, that is adultery. Thou shalt not commit adultery. And then on top of that, to disrespectfully answer our God, our husband, when he catches us in the very act. The same thing you see women doing today all over TikTok, all over Instagram, all over YouTube. They absolutely have no respect, no shame, no fear, no regret when they are caught in the very act. It's crazy, but it resembles what we did. Okay, so this lesson, this testimony is me sharing with what the Most High Yahweh is doing within me. I got mad, I got pissed off, and then thankfully the Spirit got me out of there and got me into two precepts. And I'm going to try to pull those. Let me see if I can pull those up really quick. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, Salaki, I'm back. So here's the first precept. If you guys go into this chapter, it's Jeremiah dealing with the southern kingdom. But this does not exclude the northern kingdom, because the northern kingdom, I believe Hosea goes into specifically what the northern kingdom had done, but that doesn't exclude us from the book of Hosea. So look at this precept. This is Jeremiah 44:26. So Jeremiah was speaking to the Israelites, to the southern kingdom, to repent, and we answered, and we're like, no, we're not going to. Like literally told the Most High to his face by telling his prophet to his face, no. And so this is the answer back. Therefore, hear ye the word of Yahweh, all Judah that dwell in the land of Egypt. Behold, I have sworn by my great name, saith Yahweh, that my name shall no more be named in the mouth of any man of Judah in all that land of Egypt, saying, the Lord God liveth. This took place many years later. I believe it started happening after 70 AD when this got into its fulfillment. And really so when Esau was able to establish America and then bring us into slavery. That's really when it took off and had wings, when we were completely dead. And then they took the name. Not only did they cover his name, they changed it from Yahweh to Lord, right? You see right there. And then from Yahweh Shai to Jesus. And then they covered over it. It just, man, we were completely indoctrinated. And that was a form. But the reason why they were able to even do that was because this right here, what we were doing, we had pushed the Most High to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna divorce you guys. I'm going to take my name off of you. In order for us not to name his name means he's taken his name out of our memory. He's going to take his name from us. And there's a process that would make that happen. And the only process that would make that happen is to be completely scattered and in another country long enough that the generations over time would forget. And then, of course, captivity, where you have Esau then forcing us or beating us into submission and forcing a perverted version of Christianity onto us, so that this would take place in such a deep way. And this is connected to this, because we did this in this time and this dispensation of time. And then you come to John 9. This is another dispensation of time, and here we are. And look what we're doing. But they cried out, away with him, crucify him. Pilate said unto him, shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered. This is harsh, you guys. We have no king but Caesar. This came out of the mouth of Israelites. Now, yes, you had Peter and John. You had you had us that weren't involved in this, but this is still the group of our people. This is the 2/3. This is still the Israelites, right? And so we gotta stand before the Most High in the understanding, and we gotta apologize. We have to acknowledge this stuff literally as if it was us that did it ourselves too. And I view it as I said it, man. And this is horrible, man. We have no king but Caesar. Who is Caesar? Caesar is an Edomite. Caesar is a ruler in an Edomite rulership, bro. We are saying right in front of Yahushai, who his entire body, his entire face is completely disfigured. They completely beat the crap out of him. He doesn't even look recognizable as a man, and he's standing there in front of us, and on top of all that pain, he's got to hear out of our mouths, we have no king but Caesar. Go back here. We told the Most High we didn't want to stop burning incense to the Queen of Heaven, and right here we're telling his son we have no king but Caesar. These are just two precepts, you guys. These are two precepts. These are two records with the same country, the same race, the same family, dealing with the same power and his son in this manner. I'm trying to make this huge. We're not talking about lying. We're not talking about stealing. We're talking about adultery. No one likes a liar, man. No one likes a thief. But if I had the choice, if I had to choose to be lied to or to have something stolen from me, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I would rather have someone steal something from me or lie to me rather than have my wife not only cheat on me, but to speak to me disrespectfully while she's doing it. Does that make sense? This is what our people did. This is what we did. Now, does this justify Esau? Fuck no. Does this say that Esau's off the hook? No. I'm trying to create balance. I'm trying to show what the Most High has been doing, at least within me, that yes, there's rage. Yes, there's hatred. And there's even a day of vengeance. And there's slavery coming upon them. Isaiah 14. Lamentations chapter 4, verses 21 and 22. Obadiah. Isaiah 63, 1 through 4. Just to name a few. Those are all the get-backs of precepts and prophecies. But we got to get to a place of balance where we know what we did too, man. This is what we did. And again, this is all sovereign. We were created, it says in Romans, I believe, Romans 8, I think, we were created subject to vanity and we created subject to hope. So what's this created subject to vanity? We were created to go off like this from the beginning. Okay, the Most High considered all these things. It says back in 2nd Ezra chapter 6, he considered all these things. So part of his considerations was his wife was going to commit adultery. Why? So we could learn the left, the right, and the left-hand side of things. And we can learn, out of all the transgressions, this probably is the worst one. Because this one brings about such a harsh punishment to it. It sucks being a slave. It sucks being under the rulership of a heathen nation. And what typically provokes that type of response? It's adultery. It's committing adultery. It's worshiping false gods. It's not telling lies. Though that's bad. It's not stealing. Though that's bad. It's committing adultery. It's worshiping other gods. You guys, we were passing our firstborn children through the fires of Molech when the Most High led us out of Egypt by our armies, brings us into the first moon with the first month so that we could observe Yahushai's Passover and the tokens of his blood by putting the blood of the firstborn lamb unblemished on the doorpost. This is how he's going to redeem us in the future, and we're celebrating our elder brother's redemption of us. It's all about Yahushai, right? So he gives us his firstborn. He requires our firstborn. But what were we doing? We were giving our firstborn to Molech and these adulterous practices to these false gods. Now, once you get all that in this mix, you're able to make this table, set this table, and get all the ingredients. This is why the crap that we're going through is happening, bro. This goes into this. Look, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Yeah, right there. For jealousy. And this is, so I used to read this proverb and think about, just normal men and women. It's not talking about them. This is talking about Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai in Israel. Proverbs 6:3 and 4 is talking about us, you guys. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Who is the most alpha male of all men? Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Who's the most holy? Who's the most righteous? Who's the most legal? Who's the most qualified for vengeance? The Most High. Look at this. Isaiah 63 verse 4. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. There goes your balance. We're going to be redeemed, and vengeance is going to be poured out on who? Esau, Edom, Amalek, Moab, all the other nations. So the balance, even when we're experiencing rejection, injustice, pain from these devils, is we got to remember what we did. Okay? And then it goes into this. A false balance is abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. I'm learning this, and I'm sharing that I'm learning this, because it's not only about hating, being pissed off, but it's also not about not hating and not being pissed off when it comes to Esau. It's understanding what it was that we did. And a lot of us, I don't think, know on a deep level what we did. It's, oh yeah, we went off. Always hear people say, we went off. No, no, we didn't go off. We were committing adultery. Okay? We were committing adultery. We were fornicating with the belief systems of the other heathen nations, and got to the point where we were offering up Israelite children, firstborn Israelite children, to the fires of Molech. Yet Yahweh gave us his firstborn, Yahushai, who becomes our elder brother. We get Yahushai as an elder brother out of all this, you guys. We get a brother. I have an elder brother. I get to be the younger brother of Yahushai because of what Yahweh chose to do. And I also have the memory and the knowledge and the learning system of thinking, holy shit, we committed adultery against you. And we also declared at one time before the whole world that we have no king but Caesar, and Yahushai is our king. And Yahweh is our power. I'm just trying to communicate what we did to who and who we did it to. We did this to Alashajah, the man of war, Yahweh of hosts. We did these transgressions publicly. And look at the crap that keeps happening to us in America publicly. We're publicly being shot down in the streets. We're publicly being disrespected. It's nonstop. You got politicians presenting bills, calling us colored people. I think some guy just did this last week, and then he's like, oh, I apologize. I'm sorry I said that. You guys, it's all psychological. They're doing this shit on purpose because they can right now. And it's tied to all this because it doesn't make sense. It's on and it's ongoing. You're hearing about brothers being lynched in Mississippi a month ago or 2 months ago, and you're just squeezing your fists in your room or in your truck as you're driving, and you're having fantasies. Sometimes I have thoughts of it's like, God damn, I want to do shit. But there's nowhere to go in this. You have to go the route of the precepts. You have to be led by the Spirit. That was the other thing I wanted to get. Thank the water, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. I'm going to end with this precept. What I just said, how I was having anger, but you got to be led. You got to be balanced. Okay, hold on. Let me find the precept that I'm looking for. Let me see. That's it. That's one of them. Okay, here we go. So Amos 4:13. Listen to this. For lo, he that formeth the water, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. This is the precept I wanted to talk. For lo, he that formeth the mountains, that's your governments, that's your rulers, all that, and createth the wind, and declareth unto man what is his thought. That's the main point. That maketh the morning darkness, and treadeth upon the high places of the earth. Yahweh, the power of hosts, is his name. His right hand and his left hand are sent out from him to do what? They go throughout the earth in these mountains, in these governments, in these rulerships, all from the top all the way down to the bottom where all the people are at, declaring unto man what is his thought. Without the grace and the mercy of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, we can't even get led into the place to be able to look at this entire situation from a balanced perspective unless he allows it. After I listened to that message, I think it was earlier this week, I was doing a job at one of the malls, and I was listening to tape, and I was so pissed off, man. I was shaking. My hands were shaking. And then the Spirit came over me and brought those two precepts to my mind. The one in Jeremiah 44, and then the one where we said what we said to Yahweh Shai in John 19. And it began to bring the balance. And it wasn't in the form of like an accusation, but look what you did. It wasn't like that. It was like, look at this. Now look at the whole scenario. Look at what's happening with you and Esau. Now look what you guys were doing. Look what brought this about. And then the end result is redemption. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then I got off my anger with Esau and I began to focus on Yahweh Shai. And I was like, wait a minute, hold up. I'm pissed off at what Esau did. But how did we tell you to your face while you're bloody, we have no king but Caesar? Basically what we're saying is we have no king but Esau, because Caesar is an Edomite and Rome was an Edomite empire. And Yahweh Shai has got his entire face rearranged, and we are saying to him, we have no king but Esau. We have no king but Caesar. And so I began to think and chew on that. And then I shifted from my anger at Esau, and then I began to mourn and weep. This took place this week. I'm at my truck, standing by my truck, just standing there in the Spirit, thinking, holy shit. And then I thought about this precept. And we also said this to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, talking about we're not going to stop burning incense. And these are just the two that stuck out. And then I was just like, oh my gosh, man. And it wasn't like the Most High was putting the Spirit on me to say, I'm going to trade off. It wasn't like that. I'm not doing a good job at explaining on how he did what he did, but he completely comforted my anger and redirected my mind back onto him and what we did in a very healthy, deep type of self-reflection. And then I understood that I was only even able to see that because he did this part. He did the Amos 4 verse 13. He declared unto me what my thoughts were. He was allowing me to see the entire picture, bro. And then I understood that as mercy and grace, which it destroyed me. I was just like, oh my God, man. Like, we did this. You're a man of war. You are allowing this piece of crap devil to do what they're doing because we did this. And then this connects to this right here. Look, what does it say? Hold up. For jealousy is the rage of a man. How many of you guys have ever experienced jealousy? How many of you out there have ever experienced a girl cheating on you? Bro, I'm going to tell you right now, I would rather because I've had it. I've been in a fight where I've gotten jumped and got hit from behind. I've been in a fight where maybe the guy got the best of me a little bit. Before I gained all this weight, I wasn't always this big, man. I've gained about 100 pounds in the last 3 years. I used to scrap. Okay, I'd bump heads with a few dudes. I would rather go through that easily than have my woman sleep with another dude, bruh. There's no the feeling, the way it feels in your mind and in your emotions, socially, the shame, the embarrassment, the feeling of utter loss and death of something so unique, like somebody killed it or someone stole it. She gave it away. Something unique you shared only with that person. Now some other dude. And then the weirdness that starts to happen in your mind when you start to compare yourself with the other guy because of how you are connected to this girl. This other dude who's absolutely nothing to you starts to become something to you because of this crazy exchange that took place. Bro, I experienced that, all of that. And this is what we did. This is what we did, and this is the response. The brutality that we are experiencing, that we have experienced with Esau, Edom, and the nations, it's this. For the jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. But we're going to be redeemed out of this, you guys. Through who? Through the very same person that we committed adultery on. And how is he going to clean us off? He's going to give us the new bodies mentioned in 2nd Esdras, where no one's name has been written on them, only his word, which is a type and shadow of what? His incorruptible seed. His name is going to be written on those new bodies. We're going to be putting those new bodies at the price of the blood of Yahushua. And we're going to get a perfect understanding of the balance of the right and the left hand, of the good and the evil when it comes to this. And we're going to go and be underneath Yahushua and rule forever. I hope this message was edifying. I hope I did a decent job. I didn't do as well as a job as how it was coming into me. I know this because I'm listening to myself talk. The way he put it in my mind this week, you guys, it was the most staggering, most beautiful, most hateful, shaking. Just the way he did it. The way from the anger, coming out of the anger to self, to thinking of self and what we did, to the rage and the anger that we did that to him, then to the awe and the wonder that he's actually walking through this with us, and he's going to bring us out in the end like pure gold, because he walked through this with us. He authored for us to cheat on him, for him to punish us, then for him to redeem us. And he's been faithful the whole way through. He chose to walk through this with us, you guys. Both Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Both Yahweh Wa Yahweh Shai. There's nobody like our power. There's no one like the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There is no one like him. I hope this message is edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hashem Rakagadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from. Shalom.